West Holmes Knights Football Weekly Preview Show on WKLM.
This week's Knights Football Weekly Preview Show is brought to you by MRV Siding Supply. I'm Mac Roy alongside Jake Seidel on West Holmes, a 60-7 winner in their final regular season home game in Knight Stadium, taking on the New Philadelphia Quakers in that victory. And West Holmes with that win, clinching at least the share of the third straight OCC championship and going for the outright OCC title this Friday night. And Jake, of course, racking up over 500 yards of offense in that game. Really impressive, especially when you consider the Quakers only allowing just over 10 points a game defensively against conference opponents going into that contest.
And the Quakers in their first year in the OCC, they've shown that stout defense, but West Holmes offense, again, showing just what they can do, especially with the running attack from Sam Williams-Dixon.
West Holmes doing a good job kind of bouncing back also with their defense last week, of course, only allowing that one score in that second quarter.
Yeah, and we talked with Coach Gardner after the game about bouncing back from the game against Ashland. His defense did it in a big way, only allowing that one touchdown and really getting some key stops throughout the first half.
West Holmes now 9-0 in the season and OCC champions at 6-0 in the OCC. Hillside head coach Zach Gardner. West Holmes a 67 winner over New Philadelphia last week, and Zach, your offense impressive as usual, but especially impressive how key was that to do that against a very good quality defense like the Quakers last week.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we challenged our kids all week. That New Philadelphia was a great defense. The most points they gave up all year was 21, and I think we had that early in the second quarter. So, you know, that was a challenge that we placed upon our kids. I thought our offensive line came out and played absolutely phenomenal. You know, going back and watching the film and seeing them just the never quitting, you know, just the relentless effort that they had. I thought that really set the tone for us.
That was outstanding. Also, your defense outstanding as well, kind of bouncing back and getting back to that aggressive Knights defense. 3 sacks in the game, 2 fumble recoveries, also an interception in that game as well.
Yeah, the turnovers are great. You know, anytime you can win the turnover margin in a football game, that's something that's super important. And we challenged our defense all week to bring it back to what we expect from them. You know, the week before that against Ashland, we did not play the way that we were capable of. Our kids had a great week of practice, and I thought that really transitioned over to Friday night as our defense, you know, stepped up and got it done.
Zach, third straight OCC championship. I know more goals ahead here, including trying to get the outright OCC title for a second straight year this Friday night here. But you've talked a lot about the different teams being kind of the blue blood programs of the OCC. I think West Holmes is one of those teams now, too, right?
We make no bones about it. That's what we want to be. We want to be one of those top-tier teams that wins multiple back-to-back, you know, Ohio Cardinal Conference championships. And for us to represent our league, such a great league, so well coached, so many great players, so many great teams with great traditions, you know, that's something that we're very proud of. You know, like you said, we have way more goals that we want to achieve, but for the time being, it's awesome to be able to get one of these.
Speaking of more goals, right now we're sitting at number 2 in the Division 14, Division 4 Region 14 computer rankings here. As far as that goes, obviously we know you're going to the postseason, Zach, but do you know kind of where you stand as far as after Week 10 at this point?
Yeah, we'll take a look at that after this week's over. You know, right now we're focusing on just getting better. You know, you either get better or you get worse. You never stay the same. And our kids are taking that mentality. We're focusing on Mount Vernon and just trying to improve as a team.
You mentioned taking on Mount Vernon here Week 10. I know they've had kind of their struggles this season, but talk about taking on this Yellow Jackets team here to wrap up the regular season.
Yeah, they're a team, you know, trying to establish a new culture with a new coach. They're playing very hard. You know, when you're a coach, you watch for that. You know, they might not have the record that they want, but their kids are going out and they're competing hard, and we're going to have to match their intensity on Friday night.
Zach, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
I'm here with Kellen Keener, wide receiver and defensive back for the West Holmes Knights. And Kellen, coming off an injury last season, you went through a lot with a broken hand. What was it like to be able to come back this season and play your senior year of football?
It felt great because I came on and I didn't know like how much I'm going to be able to play or what even I was going to be able to do because I was promised not full movement back once I got hurt, and I got most of it back. So being able to play the way I am and be able to come back at full strength feels good.
And you were able to score a touchdown on Friday night, a 16-yard touchdown grab. What was going through your mind, and can you take us through that play?
Well, I knew whenever I got put in, I was probably going to get a chance to go score. Coach had been talking about getting me in there at least once this season. So then whenever I saw that hole, I knew I had to get it in there because that was my perfect opportunity to go in there and get the touchdown.
And speaking of Coach trying to get you in there, he seemed real proud of you, parading you around the sideline and down to the student section. What can you just say about that experience?
Felt great. It felt great to be able to go and score one, since I haven't been able to really score or play much the past 2 seasons. So then being able to come back after a season like last season and be able to score and show that I still got what I got felt great.
9-0 going into Week 10, at least a share of your third straight OCC crown. What makes this West Holmes Knights team so good?
We stick together like a family. We win as a team and we lose as a team, and we take that to heart. So we know that all 11 of us got to do our part of the job: offense, defense, special teams. No matter what, we got to do what we need to do and get the winning week in and week out.
Okay, well, Kellen, thanks for your time and good luck on Friday.
Thank you.
Well, if you haven't been by MRV Siding Supply, lady, make sure you stop on by on County Road 624 in Millersburg. They have their brand new facility just down from our old location on County Road 624. And really, you don't want to miss it. Stop on by. Plenty of parking now. They have available in a huge showroom. In the brand new showroom, we'll explain all their products inside their showroom as well. So stop by. Of course, a tremendous staff. As always, the MRV Siding Supply will take all of your care of all your siding, windows, and door needs. And, of course, explain all their Pro Via products as well at MRV Siding Supply. Stop by and see them. County Road 624 in Millersburg, and of course on the web at mrvsiding.com. Mount Vernon coming off a 2-8 season a season ago. Of course, they lost to West Holmes also in Knight Stadium last year, 39-21. And kind of especially when you think about that, how the game played out, the Yellow Jackets, of course, running for over 300 yards on the ground against that Knights defense, despite West Holmes getting that win. But the Knights kind of countering in that game with under 300 yards of passing in that contest as well to get that victory. And West Holmes winning the game 39-21 to get that victory. Of course, for 4 meetings all time between these two teams since Mount Vernon joined the OCC back in 2017, and the two teams splitting those 4 games, each team winning 2 games in those 4 meetings entering this game on Friday. This season, Mount Vernon a record of 1-8 on the season and winless in the OCC at 0-6. Of course, for West Holmes, they're going for their second consecutive unbeaten regular season as they are 9-0 going to this final regular season game. Of course, West Holmes also trying to clinch their second straight outright OCC championship, the third straight conference title overall, and also sitting at number 2 currently in the Division 4 Region 14 computer poll and trying to remain in the top 2 spots going to the playoffs next week. Alongside Jake Seidel once again, and Jake, it might be the final week of the regular season, but West Holmes planning to play a lot more football after this.
And they definitely are, Matt, but you have to keep your eye on the opponent in front of you. The Jackets can come in here, and it might be a little bit of a surprise, especially playing on their home turf. But if West Holmes can go in, they need a win or a Mansfield Senior loss to claim the outright OCC title, not just a share.
And for West Holmes, I think you want to go in there, take care of business early on, right? Kind of remove any doubt in Mount Vernon's eyes in this contest.
Yeah, I'd like to see Mason Wolf get his passing attack going, especially with Kyle Maltrich and Sam Williams-Dixon. If he can get 100 yards or more and a few touchdowns in the game, I think that is exactly what the Knights would need to finish off this undefeated season.
You know, defensively, one thing Mount Vernon was able to do last year is really run the football. I know that's what they like to do. I'm sure that West Holmes defense certainly would like to slow down that running attack as well.
Yeah, I believe so too, Matt, especially just a few weeks ago. They gave up a lot of yards against Ashland, but it's been the running defense that has really been the pride and joy of this West Holmes football team this season. They've really taken a step forward throughout this season, and I think they're going to get the job done on Friday night.
Well, don't miss the action this Friday. Of course, it's on the road, but we're still going to be video live streaming that game on YouTube with our partnership with Claxon Communications, so don't miss that this Friday night. Our hometown football Friday night pregame show begins at 6 p.m., kickoff at 7 o'clock again on YouTube. We're also on FM 95.3 and WKLM-FM.com. For Jake Seidel, also Zach Carter and Kellen Keeter, I'm Mac Roy, and that's been this week's Knights Football Weekly Preview Show, brought to you by MRV Siding Supply.
Thank you for watching the West Holmes Knights Football Weekly Preview Show on WKLM.